Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're playing another game of Total War Warhammer. I'm the strategy professor, so let's go ahead and get back in here. We are against Empire. Oh, we're gonna do vampire counts again. I'm gonna keep running it till someone beats us. So I've really liked this matchup lately. We'll see. I haven't been beaten with this build. I mean, I'm sure there are ways to beat it. Let's go ahead and a couple of points on these zombies here. Zombies benefit very heavily from throwing points on them. First of all, they're super cheap. Second of all, it gives them 20% extra melee attack and 17% extra melee defense, and an extra 3% leadership. So, you know, for 1 point, it's a difficult bargain to beat. So, I'm not quite sure why I like vampire counts into Empire so much. I think part of it is they just... I don't know, like, it's just really hard for Empire to crack through this infantry line. Like, they don't have a lot of buffs that help them out. Empire is a very powerful faction, and I've beaten it the other way around. I've beaten vampire counts with Empire. In fact, I beat the number 20th number 20th player on the ladder when he was playing vampire counts and I was playing Empire. So it definitely can be done. I just think that a lot of people don't usually run what's correct to do it. I think people need to run more great swords. I think people need to run more outriders. Alright, so let's see. Let's make sure he doesn't switch anything on us here. Okay. So we'll see. I'll probably lose here soon. But I have explained this in the last few videos why I have this build. You don't run a flying mount. You run the Ghoul King because he has really high base health. He has really good spells. And then you run the Necromancer with the chair that gives the +8 to attack and defense. You try to keep him as close as you can to the rest of your army. For massive regeneration, you run one of those 1400 gold, whatever it is, the regeneration thing. That gives all kinds of buffs and debuffs to your army. It also causes terror and does pretty good against infantry. And then you just run a bunch of just a nice, diverse collection of units. This thing is what I'm talking about, the Mortis engine. You don't want to run the Flying Wards anymore, at least into Empire and Bretonnia, because they have a really good chance to snipe you down. But I think just having it on the ground is harder to see for people a lot of times, and it's harder to focus out. I guess we're just going to run straight at him. I don't know. Maybe we start over here on the high ground at least. So we'll call these our sort of elite infantry group. And then these can be our Black Knight group. We'll put these with our elite infantry group. Okay. So let's just go right here, just so he might not be able to see all of this. We'll see. He'll probably see that. I mean, they're poking out. We'll see. I guess I'll just start out over here. I mean, I want the zombies to get up there first, but at the same time, I don't want to be too far behind. And I want everybody to be grouped together also here, so that we get maximum buff uptime. To start with quite a bit of magic, that's good for us. Okay, interesting. So he's going to the far corner. Cute little version of the corner camp. What is this? Great cannon. Great cannon. Do you have any cavalry or anything? Now, the undead, especially their current iteration, is not... it's not really that bad to have to walk through a bunch of artillery because you just heal it up. You just passively heal a lot, especially if they shoot your zombies, which doesn't usually happen. Now, he does have 3 great swords, which is problematic. Is that a Luminark? It's the really powerful Luminark, and a light wizard, so he's definitely looking to snipe. Now that thing does hurt a lot. So he's invested a ton in artillery. He's invested like 4,000 gold. So if we actually get to him without dying too much. So we want him to hit zombies. We really want to spread out here just so he's not going to get a lot of free hits on the cannons. Especially with the fast things, we can spread out. So we just want to like spread out, like I was just explaining, just to minimize so they don't get a ton of free hits. We do not want this guy to be exposed. We just want to keep running around. It makes it very difficult to snipe. Okay, yeah. He's going to aim for those. It's fine. Alright, so let's just run them back through here. Just get the regeneration going. Alright, just keep moving. Stay hot. Just gotta keep microing really hardcore just to... Now, if they want to hit zombies, that's fine. I don't know what are these? Oh, those are the Sternsmen. Okay, well, they regenerate naturally anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Alright, just stay hot. Regenerate. What did he snipe at? I can't see. Okay, I think he just hit those, which is fine. He's just going for the Sternsman. Let's get in here. Arc these around. God, it's so aggravating. So he's trying to snipe my dude out. It's fine, whatever. Where's my dude? Oh my god, did he already kill my necromancer? Holy cow. Are you serious? He sniped out my entire necromancer. I didn't even see it get shot. Wow, when did that happen? He's just totally done. Like, did the Luminark just literally kill it in one shot? Let's go, guys. Let's go. Get in there. Is this another net? Yeah, pretty aggravating. We'll get in there, though. I think. We'll see. God. That net is so brutal. Oh my lord. Seriously? That Deckham Luminark. Alright, get in there. Get. Kill him. Why can't I cast anything? Why is this red? Charge depleted. I don't know. Murder those things. These are kind of getting cut up right now. I need to get around to the back of these. Is this their lord? Get up here. Get. Alright, we go kill the Lord. I'll tell you what, if we get enough, we're gonna snipe him out. Looks like we are crushing most of what they have over here. What is this? Oh, there's my Lord. Oops. Get back over here. I thought I just saw him. It must have been my Mortis engine in here. Yeah, go tear all those up. Get back over here. Get your charge on. I've almost got enough to Spirit Leech him. Needs 8. Okay, did he run? He either ran or we killed him. Need to get everybody in here so they all heal. Yeah, okay, we got all the great swords. Need to get this Luminark here. Make sure he doesn't do anything with it. Yeah, I think this should just about do it. As soon as I get to 8, I'm gonna Spirit Leech him, and that should be it. Come on. Alright. I got him. I'll have to go back and watch the replay. I guess the Luminark probably hit my, or maybe 4 cannonballs hit my guy, just killed him instantly. My Necromancer. We'll see. He didn't have the super cannons. That Luminark did pretty well. I mean, it didn't get a lot of kills, but it definitely did a lot of damage. Yeah, they just straight, like, aced this guy. I don't know what happened there. I'll have to go back. I'm curious now. I want to go back and watch, but... yeah, he just didn't really have an infantry line by the time we got up to him. He's actually got quite a few kills. I'm surprised. So... I think I've seen this guy before. I've either seen him comment on somebody before on a channel, or maybe I played against him, or I've seen him in the rankings. I'm not really sure. But overall, pretty solid game. So he had a lot of missile superiority. We had to chug through all that. You know, and it was rough. It was rough. But as I said, the regeneration really lets you walk through a lot of artillery. So artillery, I still don't think is that good against undead. And it's been really popular to run this Light Wizard plus Luminark combo that I've described before. This is why you don't run a Flying Lord, because it's very easy to spot. It's very easy to net. And then it's very easy to pick off with everything. With this, it's a bit harder to spot your Lord and shoot at him. It's also a much smaller target. Has a much smaller hitbox than like a huge Terrorgeist that he rides on. So that's why I keep him on the ground. So yeah, a lot of the work, these Black Knights, one of them managed to sneak in and get into the back and kill a lot of the artillery. So that was a big deal. What else did some work? I mean, these always do pretty well. This actually did pretty well. You don't bring it for the kills, but if it gets kills, that's cool. All the buffs are why you bring that thing. It's so good. Karen Race did pretty well. These are always good. Graveguard. I'm trying to think of what else was eventful here. I mean, his greatswords did pretty well. At least these did. They were on the right side. On the left side, these are on the right side, I think, which was fighting a bunch of zombies. On the left side, that was where all of the Crypt Horrors were. Don't forget I also summoned an extra pack of Crypt Horrors with magic off of this guy. So I effectively had 4 Crypt Horrors. So yeah, I mean, everything pretty much went according to plan. I think, you know, the zombies just did their job. They killed a bunch of them, you know, soaked up some hits, took some time, and then we just had our diverse army. We tried to get the knights and everything to flank, and this is even considering that they netted him forever and just sat there and just open field fired on him with things like Sterling's Revenge and Gunners, all these things, just free fired on him pretty much for quite a while. And we were still able to come back. A lot of that is just with the regeneration. They just don't have the sustained damage, especially with great cannons. I mean, they really need to run more great swords in this. Like, hold on, I'll show you my build. How many points did I get for that? I don't know if that dude is big time or not. I did pretty well. Yeah, I got 40 ranks off of that or so, about 300 points. That's pretty good. Let me just show you real quick what I run against undead when I'm Empire. Just in case you're wondering, like, how do you beat this? Is it possible to beat this? It is possible, and I have beaten strategies like this before. You just have to have the right tools. Okay, so this is how I run it against undead. Like, I'm talking a lot of great swords. When I say a lot of great swords, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to have sustained damage. Like, you can't play around. I think artillery is just not good against them. As I explained before, they're going to heal through it. And by the time they get to your line, the artillery is not going to do anything. So, yeah, your artillery is going to be relevant for, you know, the first minute or so. But by the time they shamble over to you, then they're not going to do that well. So I have outriders to harass them the entire time they're running up. I have 1 battalion of Knights of the Blazing Sun, just for a little bit of extra impact damage. Just as something. It's good. These are really strong. I don't want too many of them, because you really, really need a strong line. Like, you have to win the line against vampire counts. And I have just a little battalion of spearmen here. This is in case they have crypt horrors or blood knights or anything like that. They're very cost efficient against them. Just 1 swordsman. I had a little bit of extra money, wanted some more bodies on the line. And of course, great swords. That's what it's all about. So running great swords, and I don't see a lot of people run this, but I think running Barona's Time Warp on great swords is awesome, because it gives plus 34 melee attack for 41 seconds. That's a very long time. It's almost like having your own sneaky stabbing on your side. Now, the move speed is not necessarily super relevant, but a 41-second duration on something that's not overcasted is really good. Keep in mind that whenever you have to overcast, you're running a high risk of dealing like 50% of your health and damage. So overcast is extremely dangerous in this patch. And then of course I have the Net of Amantak to do the kind of things he was doing, where you net people that are coming in and then you just gun them down with Outriders. I like Outriders a lot better than just normal handgunners, because they're mobile. It's really hard to get to them, and you can position behind people pretty easily and shoot at them. And it also, in case they have some flying lords or something, it helps you against that. So they're just very versatile units. So I really like it. It's really hard for people to catch them a lot of times, and I've had pretty good success with them. I mean, they're not like gangbusters, overpowered or anything like that, but I think you do want some missile units, and against undead, I think that you almost certainly want really mobile missile units. Because they can run away from, I think they can run away from Blood Knights. Or, not Blood Knights, maybe Blood Knights. But I know they can run away from I feel pretty confident they can run from Black Knights, because they have 80 speed, and I think Black Knights have 70. Let me double check that really quick for you. Yeah, Black Knights have 76, so they can run away from Black Knights. They can run away from anything except for bats. And a lot of times, people just aren't running bats these days. They can't run from hounds either, but people just aren't running bats and hounds. And if they have bats and hounds, you're already winning if they're using that against you, basically. Because they're just going to fly down and mess with you, and you're going to kill them. So let me go back to that one more time, then we'll end the episode just to finish up. Yeah, and then I've been running a Witch Hunter lately. I really like him. I think the extra accuse helps you eat through some of that regeneration magic that they have. So that feels quite powerful to me. I just go for a normal horse, just pure vanilla Lord with a potion. And it works out pretty well. Just try not to have him get sniped. It's not usually a problem. Against the vampire counts, they don't usually run a lot of sniping magic, but just be careful with him. Yeah, and then with this guy, as I said, this is actually quite good. That -4 leadership for everybody's really good. Arcane Conduit's good, and then the net. And I don't see a lot of people use Barona's Time Warp, but it's very good. It's my replacement for Shims. I used to run Shims last patch, but they nerfed it a lot. So you want one other spell in addition to Amantak, so you have something you can do while this is on cooldown. Or if there's just not a good place to use it, like if everyone's already engaged in melee combat. And this is super strong, especially on great swords. So that's my build. I think it's pretty good. If I go against an undead person, I will show you. I will run this, and we'll see if we can run it back. So I don't think the undead are overpowered. I think they can be beaten. I just really like playing them into Empire, because a lot of Empire people just aren't building optimal units against them, at least in my experience so far. So thank you very much. It's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, check out the rest. We have a ton of Empire in the channel, a ton of vampire counts, greenskins, dwarfs. We have a bunch of all kinds of different factions, so check those out. It's a ton of fun. We also have legendary campaigns for everything except for chaos. We will do chaos eventually, and those are pure campaigns, which means we don't abuse the auto resolve system, we don't assassinate lords on the campaign map, We don't do anything that gives us an unfair advantage over the AI. That means we get good quality fights pretty much every episode. A lot of episodes we get 2 high quality fights. Because a lot of these things auto-resolve say that a lot of fights auto-resolve will say that you're heavily favored 80% or something like that. And that's just not true, especially on Legendary. If you go in and actually fight it, those fights are a lot harder and a lot closer than people think they are. And even if you win them, you're going to take a lot more casualties than it says a vast majority of the time. So I just don't even use auto-resolve unless it's very obvious. Like, if we're attacking a town and it's an entire army against a small garrison or something with no lord in it, of course we're going to auto-resolve that. I'm not going to waste your time. But I think there's a lot of things that, if you actually fight it out, make the game a lot more challenging and interesting. So that's what I go for in the pure campaign. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this. It's always a pleasure broadcasting for you, and I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful evening.